Hello everyone, my name is Drew Beckman, Northwestern Illinois field agronomist here at Beck's Hybrids, and just want to take a moment to address a question I've been getting from several growers throughout my territory regarding the very harsh weather conditions that we've had over the last couple of weeks as far as ambient air temperature, and how that may or may not affect some of the soil overwintering insects that we deal with, primarily corn rootworm beetle. So to kind of start this out, we'll talk about a little bit what corn rootworm beetles, larvae, and eggs and how they overwinter. And really we'll see the bulk of those eggs laid within the top 4 inches of the soil by the females in the fall. And then really we need ambient air temperatures, or ambient soil temperatures, around 14 to 19 degrees for at least a week to have a high mortality rate on those eggs. Now, as we really want high levels of mortality, we need to push that week time period even longer. The longer that we're colder, the more mortality, the higher mortality rate we will have. So as we talk about some of the temperatures that we had in our area, this is kind of talking about Freeport, Illinois, but you can see really over the last 2 weeks, we have been at that 0 degree mark and below, and this is our real temps. Our wind chills were much harsher than this, but we spent several days below 20 degrees above ground. But when we look at, this is our 2-inch soil depth, and this data is thanks to the University of Illinois at Champaign-Urbana, but you can see in Freeport, the 2-inch bare soil, we were really right around that 32 degree mark overall. As we go a little bit deeper and we look at our 4-inch soil depth, we're going to really be kind of in that same ballpark of about 32, 33 degrees. So we're actually warming up a little bit as we move down deeper into that soil profile. Now the question is, why are we seeing those warm soil temperatures when we had such low air temperatures? Well, if we think about it, in this earlier January timeframe, we had some fairly heavy snows while it was still warm out in that mid-30s ambient air temperature. That snow was a fantastic insulator, and we're seeing that basically that soil was protected from the harsh cold that we had above ground. So as we move maybe a little bit further south in my territory, so we're moving from Freeport to Peoria, you'll actually see a 2-inch soil, we got a little bit colder overall in that 2-inch soil band. That is because we actually had less snowpack as we move south in my territory. And as we go to the 4-inch soil, again, we got cold, but we never got below 30 degrees Fahrenheit. So really, when we talk about this, and when we were thinking about this, we never got cold enough in that soil profile to have a negative or positive impact on the corn rootworm beetle or the larvae that are sitting there below ground. Now, don't take this as a fact that we're saying there's going to be higher than average corn rootworm infestations or things like that as we go into 2024. I just want to talk about this because we definitely aren't seeing a reduction in those potential counts from the weather that we had. We still need to manage those acres where we've had issues with corn rootworm beetle, corn on corn acres, things like that, to a higher level that we were kind of expecting before we had this cold snap. We are looking at warm temperatures really for the next foreseeable future in my area as well, so we're not going to be dipping down, at least the way it sits right now, to those lower temperatures for quite some time. If you have any questions, feel free to contact myself or your local Beck's field agronomist, and thank you for your time.